So check it out, I go to my card store the other day to play in a tournament and a guy shows up with a Baby Moon deck. However, he's playing Hand Trimmer in the deck and he gets third place. So I asked him for the deck list and today we're gonna see if maybe he's onto something.
I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble.
Now he told me there's two ways you could primarily play this Baby Moon deck. I mean, the idea is to just get ancient Pokemon in the discard so that way you can use Vengeance Fletching that does 10 more damage for each ancient card in your discard pile, right? But Hand Trimmer, this is the card that threw me off. Each player discard cards from their hands until they have 5 cards in their hand. Your opponent discards first. So basically, since we lost Pokestop, he said, yeah, I'm throwing Hand Trimmer in here. That way, as my hand grows, if I have a lot of ancient cards in there, I can play Hand Trimmer, get it down to 5, get 2 to 3 other more ancient cards in the discard pile, do 20 to 30 more damage, right? He had this whole idea. Now, the deck that he played, he brought 2. The deck that he played was a Dunsparce engine, right? Basically just putting Dunsparce in play, then runaway draw, and put more cards in your hand and discarding as many ancient cards as you possibly could. So we're going to try out both of these deck lists and see what we can make happen. But yeah, super interesting idea. Hopefully it works. All right, well, here we are going first. We've got a pretty solid start here. Let's go ahead and play Nest Ball and just double check what is in our deck and what's not. We do have Brilliant Blender, and we're starting out with the majority of our Earthen Vessels and Ancient Booster Capsules, so that's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and Nest Ball here for another Baby Moon, and then we're going to just squawk and seize the hand away. But first, before I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of 1 Ancient Booster Capsule here, grab some energy. We only play 8, and we do have 7 in hand, which is really nice, so we'll attach you there. We'll then Earthen Vessel away this energy, get some more energy to toss away for Sadas to be more effective, and we should be good. I probably could have attached both the Ancient Booster Capsules to our Roaring Moons, but who cares at that point? But let's squawk and seize and see if we have... Wow, dude, this is very interesting, because now we get Brilliant Blender, and we can just blender away, let's see, we'll blender away Brute Bonnet, Flutter Mane, probably both Koraidons, and I want to get another ancient card in the discard pile here, and it might just have to be, you know what, we'll do Explorer's Guidance, right? That's 5, yeah, I mean, that's pretty awesome. How many ancient cards do we have in there? I want to say at least 8? Yeah, I am A-okay with that. Now I think we just go ahead and we'll play Nest Ball here, because one of the things that he did do was he had a bunch of Pecharunt plays, right? It was like Brute Bonnet, Pecharunt, and Retreat, and then Binding Mochi to do more damage. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and end turn and see what they can do with the Lily's Cliff Fairy. Yeah, so I just checked. We have 8 ancient cards in the discard pile. So we're doing, you know, 150 damage. I mean, that's actually really freaking good, and our opponent does Ultra Ball away some energy. They grab Fan Rotom. I'm very excited to see what this deck is. I wonder if it's that whole Wellspring energy switch deck. Nope, they grab Bouffalant and they grab 2 Hoot Hoots. Okay, so this might just be your standard. No, I think it could be the same deck, same Terapagos style deck. They play down Area 0 Underdepths, attach Dark Energy to Lily's Clefairy, and then Iono us. Okay, we did have a Sadas in hand, so that does kind of suck they did that, and oh! Alright, well, all things said and done, not too bad, right? We do have both the Hand Trimmers, which is kind of weird, but yeah, we can attach energy to the active Baby Moon, because I don't think they're going to knock us out here. Yeah, they can't play Crispin this turn, and unless they have Teal Mask Ogrepon energy switch, no. They do retreat, and they go into Fan Rotom. All right. So now we just have to think about what we want to do here. I'm going to attach the Binding Mochi to the Roaring Moon on the bench, and then I think I'm just going to have to attach this energy here to the Roaring Moon in the active, and at that point, yeah, just play Explorer's Guidance. There's nothing else you can really do. We'll grab the Sada, and oh, actually, we might have to grab both the Sada and the Boss's Orders. Yeah, we can just let that energy go into the discard, and we don't really need the Ancient Booster Capsule or the Nest Ball. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to go Sada and Ancient Booster Capsule, and primarily because I'm going to prep this for any poison, so that way we can do a little bit more poison damage later on in the game. But yeah, at that point, I don't think we need to Pal Pad. We can poison the active, but we are going to knock it out, and we're doing 170 damage. Fantastic. You love to see it. Now, granted, once they get a second Bouffalant into play here, that Terapagos is going to be a pain to deal with, especially because I don't know if we can knock it out once it uses Crown Opal. Yeah, I just realized that's 100% accurate. We can't attack the Terapagos with Roaring Moon because it prevents all damage done to it. Oh my god, bro. So do they have... If they have Sparkling Crystal here, then that really sucks. All right, we have to find a way to knock out this Terapagos before, nope, we won't even get there. 170 damage, we'd have to accelerate enough energy to the Roaring Moon on the bench with Binding Mochi, and they had a Bravery Charm. No, okay, so they're at like 300 damage. There is no way. All right, down goes that Baby Moon. We might be able to pull this off. It just really depends. Let's go ahead and go into the Roaring Moon EX here. And we do get a Night Stretcher that doesn't help us, but yeah, we'll go ahead and just Toxic Powder the active. We need a Nest Ball here, and we need Pecharunt and Fezandipiti. Let's do this. Let me thin the deck a little bit, so I'll play Earthen Vessel, get rid of one Hand Trimmer here. Maybe I should look at doing Hand Trimmer. Maybe grow my hand a little bit and then trim it all away. But if we do have Pal Pad, should I Pal Pad back the Sada and the Boss's Order? I think that's kind of something that I need to look at doing. Actually, you know what? I won't do that just yet. Let me play the Sada. And let's see if we can draw into a little bit of help here. Let's go ahead and attach one energy to you on the bench and one energy to you in the active. Now we do get the Nest Ball, and we also have the Hand Trimmer. All right, so maybe we can get there. Let me go ahead and play the Nest Ball. Grab Pecharunt EX. I should have grabbed the Fezandipiti there, but I was a little bit nervous about doing that. We'll attach energy here to the Roaring Moon on the bench. We can then Subjugating Chains the baby Roaring Moon in the active. And how much damage are we doing? 190 damage, so there's no way for us to really get there. Let's at least play the Hand Trimmer, and we'll have our opponent discard one card. And now, oh, I just realized we're already at 5. Okay, yeah. Let's just go ahead and Pal Pad back the... We'll do... No, not Explorer's Guidance. We'll do the Boss's Orders and the Professor Sada's. Yeah, so that's just not good, man. At least we are putting some damage on the bench. But at that point, we still don't have, like, a real way of solving this problem. So let's just go ahead and hit them for 180 damage. So, yeah, we know that they're going to take the knockout on us next turn. And that sucks, man. We basically need to roll into... we can Night Stretcher back energy for the Baby Moon on the bench. We just have to roll into a Boss's Orders and get like the Lily's Clefairy or the Fezandipiti in the active. They do evolve into the Noctowl, and they, oh my god, they grab Glass Trumpet and Boss's Orders. So yeah, I mean, they're probably going to go after the Squawkabilly here for an easy KO, but now that opens up Countercatcher. So we can Countercatcher up the Fezandipiti or Pecharunt. It doesn't matter which one they boss up, but they are... Oh, there it goes, man. Yep. Pecharunt, you hate to see it. At least we do have the Roaring Moon available for next turn, and... Whoa, they attach energy to the Lily's Clefairy, and they just unified beatdown us. Oh, I just realized they don't have the right energy for Crown Opal. Whoa, that's a... Okay, never mind. I was so fixated on them just having the easy knockouts that I didn't even register that. But yeah, let's go ahead and just play Explorer's Guidance and see if we can grab... Ooh, there's Fezandipiti and... Oh, bro. Boss and Sada's? I kind of just want to keep Boss in hand, right? I don't think we're wrong in doing that. We are getting rid of another Sada's, which is another ancient Pokemon, so I think I'm okay with that. Now, Fezandipiti, do I want to put another 2-prize liability in play? Not really, if I'm being honest, no. So let's go ahead and at least Night Stretcher back one energy here. That way we can stay ahead on energy attachment, and we'll attach this to the one that's prepped on the bench. And I think we just take the knockout here. Yeah, we just respond with a KO. And good thing too is that it was the only Terra Pokemon in play, so I'm kind of okay with that. See, now this is where Hand Trimmer would come into play, right? Because they've got 11 cards in hand. They do go into the Lily's Clefairy and they flip the script. Now, I'm kind of curious what they're going to do here because they don't have any Hoot Hoots, any Noctowls. They should have all the components in their hand to take out Roaring Moon here. But then we are going to respond with a Roaring Moon KO on the Lily's Clefairy. And so unless they have a Boss's Order in hand, right, we might have a good shot of winning this. They do Ultra Ball away the Scoop Up Cyclone and the Bravery Charm. They grab Terapagos EX. They play the Glass Trumpet, and now we're just waiting on a Boss's Order. Oh my god, so they play down the Hoot Hoot, the Latias, and they play Iono. So they just had the perfect hand. There's no question. But now let's see. The only Pokemon they can attack with is Lily's Clefairy. Okay, great. I was a little worried they were not going to attack there, but what this does for us is now we can play Ultra Ball, grab another Roaring Moon, and we can also play Professor Sada's to, you know, power that bad boy up. But I need to see if we even have another Roaring Moon in the deck. We do have Pecharunt. I don't want to play Pecharunt. But yeah, okay, let's see. We have, nope, all of our Roaring Moons are down for the count. Okay, so what could I get instead to make this worthwhile? I might have to get Koraidon here, honestly, which I guess, ooh, no, we are not going to do that. Okay, and yeah, I mean, you know, they are going to win next turn if they just have boss in hand. They do have the Hoot Hoot, so I feel like, you know, we just need to get Fezandipiti and just play it. Sadly, like there's just nothing we can do. They either have the game or they don't at this point. And well, we have Sada. That's no joke, bro. We have a lot of Sada right now, and I'll just attach this energy to Brute Bonnet. I mean, I don't know why we even need it. And there's the boss. There, oh, dude, it'd be so cool if we could actually win this game, but we won't. But we will Night Stretcher back in energy and make it look like we gave it our best shot. But there we go. Energy in hand. Let's go ahead and attach you to you on the bench. Now we are doing 260 damage. Down goes Lily's Clefairy. They basically just need a boss, right? They're going to Fezandipiti into an Ultra Ball, grab the Hoot Hoot, go for the boss, win the game, right? Like that's, I don't know what you can do there. We would have had to have counter-captured or bossed up the Noctowl for us to have won this game, right? Yep, there it is, right there. All they did was just evolve into the Noctowl, pop the Jewel Seeker. Yeah, we're going to see that counter catcher or boss's orders pop up. There it is. Yep, counter catcher, Night Stretcher. And yeah, if they Night Stretcher back the energy, they are going to be able to do, what, 200 something damage with Unified Beatdown? Yeah, they just fill up their bench, Monkey, Dory, Ditto, and they flip the script. Oh, dude, now they're just going to stunt on us real quick. But, oh, they just had the boss in hand. Why did they play the Noctowl? You know, they must have just had, they must have just got that off the flip the script. Ah, dude. Okay. All said and done, actually a pretty good deck. Hand Trimmer didn't really come into play there, so I don't know how this guy got third place. All right, here we are going first, and honestly, this is not a bad start. Now, granted, I didn't change decks because I thought to myself, like, you know what? We had a fairly good game last go-around. Let's at least try it out again. Let's see how it goes. And, well, granted, now you see the position that I'm in, and I think we might have a real shot. We are playing Hydreigon, which doesn't do enough damage to knock out everything that we have, but we can go ahead and just play Ultra Ball here, get another Baby Moon down. I'll play Brilliant Blender, and we can just 1, 2, 3, 4. What else do I want to get rid of here? I feel like another Brute Bonnet is just easy answer, but I also kind of want to get rid of an Explorer's Guidance here too, you know, because that's a little bit harder to discard. You can't discard that with an Ultra Ball. So yeah, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of an Explorer's Guidance here. And that way, again, we can Ultra Ball away the Pokemon. It's no big deal. And we can Squawk and Seize. So give me an energy and a Sawdust, please. Ooh, no energy. So now we're behind on energy attachment. That sucks. I can play Hand Trimmer, though. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to play Hand Trimmer and just have our opponent just discard one hand. Make sure they're playing the game, you know? Ooh, and they get rid of a... Ooh, Hop's Choice Band with Hydreigon. I'm about it. I like it already. And we'll just go ahead and end turn. Okay, so... You know, not like the worst start in the world. We do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we get 6 ancient cards in the discard pile. So we're only doing 130 damage. Yeah, that doesn't feel great. Our opponent plays Arven, and I'm really hoping this isn't like a, you know, Precious Trolley, TM Evo grab, or no, it's a Hops Bag and Sparkling Crystal. Okay, dude, I'm loving the ladder right now. I like this idea. So you grab the Hops Zacian EX and the Snorlax. So if they get the Hops Choice Band and they get, oh, well, they got it. And if they get the Stadium in play, then they are going to be doing, what, not 210 damage, maybe? Maybe 210, or maybe it's just shy. Maybe it's like 180. But they do retreat the Dino. They go into the Hops Zacian, so they are going to put some damage on the board, which, oh yeah, they have the Post-Wick. Are you freaking kidding me? That is unbelievable. That is just 120 damage, bro. Okay. Well, if we can take this thing out next turn, I'd be so happy. No, we just get a Professor Sada. All right. Do we only have 1 energy? No, we have 2 energy in the discard. All right. We have to roll this into more energy here. Come on, baby. Sada, don't fail me now. Give me an energy, an Earthen Vessel, something. Boom, baby. That's what I'm talking about. We can Earthen Vessel away the Brute Bonnet. At least we are getting the attack here, right? But we're not knocking out this damn Hops Zacian. That's the only thing that sucks. Maybe I should have played the Explorer's Guidance, but, you know, it's whatever. Hindsight's 2020. We have... Oh, bro, yeah, we're only doing 160 damage, and they are knocking us out next turn. Okay, so be it, dude. We're sending it. 160 damage. Hot Zacian, take that, baby! They do play Energy Search, and they grab themselves a Dark Energy. They attach the Dark Energy to the Dino, and they just insta-strike. So yeah, I don't know what this monstrosity is that they built, dude, but hey, you know, to each their own, buddy. I'm glad that you enjoy playing it, because that's what matters. Let's go ahead and just go into the Baby Moon. And here, I don't think I'm going to play Professor Sada's. I think I want to, well, speaking of the devil, let's go ahead and flip the script first. We are going to knock out this Hop Zacian next turn, and ooh, we do get a couple of very interesting cards here. Because I don't need to accelerate energy with Professor Sada's, I'm just going to go ahead and Explorer's Guidance. I can just attach energy in hand, and we can, ooh, get rid of some very interesting components here. I think I'm going to grab Nest Ball, and, ooh, I didn't need to grab Nest Ball. I should have grabbed Ultra Ball. But we do have 3 more Ancient cards going into the discard, and we're doing 210 damage now. So let's go ahead and play the Baby Moon down. We can then attach the Ancient Booster Capsule here. As far as Pecharunt in this Binding Mochi play, nah, she ain't working. That's not worth it. I don't know why he was running it. I don't know why I'm running it, but we're giving it a try. If I would have had that Ultra Ball in hand, I could have gotten rid of a lot of pieces here. But now, do I need to play the Pal Pad? No, we only got 1 Sada in there. We got Boss in hand. Yeah, I think we're going to be fine without it. So let's go ahead and just Vengeance Fletching for the knockout. And there you go. Yeah, granted, my opponent's heart was not in that one, right? But yeah, I want to talk to you guys about this real quick. So looking at this, if you guys were to build the deck, number 1, the A spec, right? Brilliant Blender is always a brilliant choice, but would Secret Box be better, right? Because that does allow you to grab that Sada's, or, you know, the Stadium, and we don't run a Stadium, right? You could get a Nest Ball there, but I don't know. It does allow you to discard 3 cards from your hand, so that could really help you out. But again, that is what Hand Trimmer is supposed to be for. Now, granted, we used Hand Trimmer once, and I don't even think that we even got to discard any cards. So it's a super interesting idea, but I'm telling you, like, this guy, man, he knew how to navigate this. But as far as Baby Moon goes, combining it with Pecharunt, yeah, I see the idea, right? Subjugating Chains, being able to pull that bad boy into the active, and then putting a, well, not Ancient Booster Capsule, but putting a Binding Mochi on it, you are doing 40 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, which is great in the long term, but for the most part, you're almost always 2-hit KOing your opponent anyway. So if Binding Mochi doesn't get you to that 280 number, and I say 280 because, you know, you've got Zoroark up there, then you've got all the evolutions that are 270, and then, you know, Cerulege that's 270. So yeah, I mean, if you're not getting there with that Binding Mochi, you know, it's kind of worthless. But again, I think that this could be very interesting. I think that running it with maybe Dunsparce, right? You know, and I want to try that, but I'm just like burnt out on this, you know, Baby Moon idea. And honestly, I just don't feel like getting stomped on the ladder today. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. But it could be a lot of fun. So let me know your thoughts, guys. I think there are a lot of smarter people out there that are finding, you know, the keys to success with, you know, Baby Moon right now. So I don't know, maybe you could be one of them. But ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy the video, please consider leaving me a like and dropping a follow. And remember, have a very, very wonderful day. Peace.